Chatting for Purpose is a radio broadcast, and our mission is to share information with the community in hopes to increase knowledge, inspire, empower, and motivate the community for the purpose of valued self improvement. I truly believe that, like happiness, it grows when you share it. Chatting for Purpose intends to bring you an array of diverse topics and guests in hopes of keeping the community informed. And how do I intend to do that? I want to talk to you guys about the Chatting for Purpose contributors segment. Right now, I have in the studio with me, not only are they contributors, these ladies are very dear to my heart. I have Dr. Kelly Lucci. She's going to be our educational consultant and our life coaching contributor. Kelly earned a PhD in counselor education with a concentration in school counseling from the University at Buffalo. She also has an MED in education administration from Canisius College, an MED in college counseling, student personnel, a BA in psychology, a BA in women's studies, also from the University at Buffalo. She is a certified New York State counselor and worked 10 years and above as a school counselor. Let me tell you what's most important to me about Kelly. For over 20 years, Dr. Lucci has assisted children, adults, and considered it an honor and a privilege to work with people. It is her goal to instill in every child that she meets the belief that they can and they are full of promise, whether at risk or not. And Kelly doesn't only feel like that about children. Kelly feels that way about everybody she meets. Even if Kelly's not having a good day, you're not going to know it because her smile and her way, and she just generally has a way about her that exudes nothing but positivity and a clear, clean heart. Okay, let me tell you a little bit else about Dr. Lucci. She has received tons and tons and tons of awards, but these are some things that I know personally that she's very proud of. She has several awards in education. So we have the Educator of the Year Award, 1995, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, in which she is a very, very proud member of. She received an Incorporated Gamma Kappa Chapter Appreciation Award, 1998, from the Uncrowned Queens. 2008 by the Uncrowned Queens Institute Research and Education for Women Incorporated, and Young Miss Buffalo Scholarship from the YMBP, which is Young Miss Buffalo Scholarship Enrichment Program, and the Cornerstone Award of Distinction 2010, to name a few. So now it's time for me to ask Dr. Lucci some questions. And trust me, Dr. Lucci is definitely her title, but I kind of say that to her sometimes to just tease her to get a good friend out of her. So, okay, Dr. Lucci.
Yes.
Okay, so the first thing I'm going to ask you is, earlier I spoke about you being an educational and a life coaching contributor. Kelly, why do you think it's important sometimes for people to reach out to a life coach?
I think it's important because, each and every one of us will go through many challenges in our life. And I think what's most important is for us to acknowledge and accept that life happens, and also to know that there are people out there who can serve as motivators and sources of encouragement just to help you get through bumps in the road. And to know that it's okay to say that I need help.
Okay. And so when we ask those questions, okay, I need help, they come to you, you help them through. Is it just you and that person? Are you able to link and refer them to other places that you need?
Well, first and foremost, I try to make myself as available to that person as possible. and also let them know that what I can't do to help them, I have no problem saying, you know, I've done what I can, but I will certainly put them in contact with anybody else who can better or best serve them and their needs.
Okay, thank you so much. And, I also have a business contributor that's here that's ready to speak. And I said to her, I said, well, isn't business and financial, isn't it all the same? And she was like, no, it's totally separate. Born and raised in Buffalo, New York, and currently resides in Charlotte, North Carolina. She received her Bachelor's of Science in Accounting from North Carolina A&T State University with magna cum laude honors. Woo woo. Mary Nicole has worked in corporate America in various tax roles at Price Waterhouse Coopers, Bank of America, and TIAA CREF. Okay. She currently is the owner of M&D Accounting. In January, she expanded her accounting firm to include an office in Buffalo, New York. Her goal is to help the people of her hometown improve their financial health. So, Mrs. Douglas, I kind of did say no surprises.
Oh, no.
But this is really not a surprise for you. This is a conversation that you and I had privately about you wanting to come back to Buffalo and bring something back and your reservations about it. Can we talk a little bit about that?
Sure. I've been away from Buffalo since 1995 when I graduated high school. When my grandmother got sick a little while ago, I was coming back to help take care of her, and before that I really didn't come back to Buffalo and visit that much. You always hear about the negative and see the negative. And when I came to take care of her, I fell in love with Buffalo again. I saw that there is good. I met Michelle and Kelly and you, and learned that there was so much positive going on here. So I decided to open up an accounting office here so that I can help, you know, the people of Buffalo just learn that we can be in good financial health.
Okay, good. So now I have a question for you.
Okay.
Tell me, why is it important for people to financially plan in spite of not being rich?
Okay. It's good because Matthew 25:23 talks about if you're faithful over a few things, then you'll be the ruler over many. To be blessed and to keep being blessed, you have to really appreciate and know how to handle the things that you currently have. Rich is a state of mind, not the size of your bank account. So if you currently are not where you want to be financially, the best thing to do is get on a budget. Find out about finances. If that's not your strong suit, find someone that can help you, you know, get that together for you. Because if you get millions, if you were one of the ones that won that lottery, you still need to know what to do with that money, because easy come, easy go.
All right. So now I have to put you on that seat too to give us a financial, and I guess I'm looking for a financial tax tip. I know, you know, tax season is now over. Maybe you got your money and you blew it, but you can start preparing for next year. So is there any tip that you can give in regards to that?
Yes, I'll give you two actually. So my first is to find a reputable tax accountant. A lot of people feel like they can't afford an accountant, but yet they go into H&R Block and spend a lot more than they would spend at an accountant, and may not get the service that they would like. They might not get the personal service because they don't know that person, and they might not get the tax tips that they need. Secondly, I would say really learning need versus want. Finding out what is it I need versus what I want, and learning how to budget your money.
All right, sounds good. Well, you stay there because we're going to have more for you. So I'm going to try this phone line again. It's bleeping, bleeping, bleeping at me again, so hopefully we can get Mrs. Wilson. Okay, the next person that I have lined up as a contributor for you guys, a regular contributor, her name is Ms. Michelle Barron. And she is our business networking contributor. And I've been seeing Michelle for years and years and years, and just within the last year, we've came in contact with her. And I remember when I got this email, or you know, this thing on Facebook saying so-and-so invited you into the group, etc., etc. I'm like, ooh, what's this? So we'll talk more about that later, but I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Michelle. After working for 14 years in economic development, assisting existing businesses to expand, and working with the background of any, working with the backbone of any given community, small businesses, it was time for Michelle to kind of close that chapter in her life and move on, and what I consider to move on to bigger and bigger and bigger, better things. Okay? Michelle is the mastermind, the vision, the brains, the backbone. This woman never sleeps. She might send you an email, text, or Facebook you at 2 o'clock in the morning, and you go, Michelle, please go to bed. Her brain is just churning and churning and churning. Man, she doesn't want anything from it but for you to succeed. And I love her for that. Okay, so Michelle is the creator of Women in the Spotlight Going Global. It's a networking group designed to spotlight, empower, educate, and inspire women to be as best as they can be. Michelle's goal is to encourage women to support, network, promote, and to empower. She believes if you can't see your footprints, if you don't take a move. So with that being said, it's time for her hot seat, and I did promise everybody no surprises, but they know how I go, so whatever. So it's not too bad. So let me tell you a little bit about Michelle. Michelle kind of has a poker face. So when you see Michelle, you kind of don't know. I really don't have a poker face, in spite of me being a social worker by trade. If I don't like it, you immediately know. But not Michelle. So, it kind of takes Michelle some time to get to know you. But guess what? She's doing her homework before, she knows who she's going to approach and who she's not. But once you get to know her, you can't stop her from smiling. And as I said, she's texting you and emailing you and Facebooking you with ideas at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. But if you text her and you need her at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, she's coming with those baby dogs of hers. Okay? So now, as our business and networking contributor, my first question to you is, can you explain to us in this day and age, why is it so important for us to network?
Well, first let me start by saying thank you for having us here and being contributors to the show today. This is a great opportunity for all of us to showcase all of our talents in different areas of expertise. But the first thing about networking, why it's so important, because it's an opportunity for people to funnel information, and if you don't network, you don't have the ability to do that. So networking is a critical component to any type of business that you're in. So we have Latrice here today. She's an author. She can't promote or market her book without networking, and networking takes on different shapes and forms. So it's not about, with the day and age of social media, if you're not on Facebook, if you're not on Twitter, then you really shouldn't be in business, because that's the only way that you're really going to get your message out about anything that you're doing. So I just thought that, after I lost my job in 2009, and I really sat back and I thought about, what is it, how can I give back? How can I continue to contribute in a business capacity? And this, setting up the network, forming the network was pretty much a no-brainer for me, because it was a spin-off of everything that I've done or I did for the past 14 years. So, and then it all ties into, if you're in business one-on-one, you're networking, because that's the only way that you're getting the message out about what you're doing. You have to use any opportunity that you have when you meet someone to use that as a platform to promote whatever it is that you're doing. So that's the reason why it's so important in this day and age.
So I have to ask you a spin-off of that. So, in spite of sometimes we're running to the grocery store, we're going maybe to just have a drink somewhere with our girlfriends. maybe even at church, are those opportunities essential in networking in spite of it not being a formal networking event?
Of course it is. It doesn't necessarily depend on the social scene. You can network anywhere. I mean, I believe that being in church is a great way to network because you're in an atmosphere of a lot of diverse people. So why not have a table set up there where you're selling your book or your jewelry or whatever it is that you're in the business of doing, because it's a business, so it's a great way to network. So it doesn't matter where you are. We just did a walk last week, a mall event, and I said to one of the young ladies in our network that there's different forms of networking, and you may not always be sitting across the table, or you may not always be at a nightclub or on a bar scene, but you have to use every opportunity that you have wherever you are to use that as a platform to promote your business.
Okay, sounds good. So now it's time for your question, and this is a perfect opportunity because yes, we do have a guest with us in the house today for Chatting for a Purpose, and her name is Latrice Glenn, and she's a Buffalo-born author with 2 exciting books out. So I'm going to kind of put Trice in the hot seat a little bit right now when it comes to pulling her out and about and getting a platform and getting her book out there. Because you have a book, so how do I get out and promote it? So my question would be, as a business expert, what could you tell Trice that she can do she's written the book, but now it's a business.
Right.
What could she do to get herself out there?
Well, there's 2 things. She's creative because she's an author, but just because you're an author doesn't mean that you have you have to tie that into the business side of it, because writing the book is one component, but then there's the marketing, there's the PR machine that you got to put behind promoting that book and getting that book out to the masses. So now it's time for her to apply a business plan to those 2 books, and to get the word out about those books. And again, she has a great opportunity to use Facebook and Twitter. Even if you're the one thing that I see with a lot of authors when they have a book, even if you're on Twitter and you're tweeting different passages from your book, just to build up the momentum, to get people to know or to wonder, what is that book about? I need to know, how can I get that book? But you have to stay in their face, because everything is constant, it's constantly moving, so you can't take a day off. When you're on a grind with your business, there is no day off. You're pushing all the time. So that would be my advice to her, that if you have a business plan in place, you don't need thousands and thousands of dollars to market your book. Those days are over. Placing ads in the newspapers and all of that. There's just too many other creative ways that people are using now to promote and market whatever it is that they're doing. So she has a great opportunity because she's in our network, so she can always use our network as a platform to promote her business. Whenever we have events, we always like to showcase and spotlight the women in our network. So she'll always have us as a platform to promote whatever it is that she's doing. And you can't, word of mouth is everything. So if you have a good product, then it's easy for all of us sitting in this room to sell her book for her on her behalf. So that would be my advice to her.
Sounds good. I thank you, and I know Latrice thanks you as well. Okay, so we are going to try to get our beauty skin person, Mrs. Sally Cruz, on. If you bear with us, we're going to try this again.
Hear me?
Yes, I can. Hi, Mrs. Cruz. How are you? We made it. We did it. Okay.
I'm so excited to be there but somewhere else.
Okay, well, we are rooting for you and the success of what you're doing out in the community today. So, guys, I have Mrs. Sally Cruz on the line, and as I said, she is our skin and beauty contributor. So, let me tell you a little bit about Mrs. Cruz. Mrs. Cruz will bring to our listeners tips on skincare and beauty. She is a licensed esthetician and a makeup artist, specializing in facials, makeup, lash extensions, body waxings, and body treatment. She is also a freelance makeup artist for, is it BALES, Bell's Clothing?
Yes, Island Clothing.
Yes. Teray King Productions and the Media World Order Photography.
Yes.
Okay, so we did get that right. Okay, let me tell you a little bit else about her. As you know, she's married. She's did some work for a couple of things: Mercedes-Benz of Buffalo Fashion Week, photo shoots, films, weddings. Sally is also a part of the mobile beauty team and event of glam dolls alongside a hairstylist, a nail tech, and a photographer. So that means if you can't go to her, she can come to you, right? All right, sounds good. Okay, so Sally has always had a passion for hair and makeup, starting at a young age. And Sally, I'm gonna say always had a passion too, but sometimes mine doesn't come out that great. She graduated from Canisius College with a BS in business management. She decided to pursue a career in the beauty industry, where she enrolled at the Salon Professional of Academy for Aesthetics. Okay. Sally was a faithful client turned into a student and wanted to see if this industry was right for her. Okay, so Sally, it's time for your turn in the seat. So, okay, your turn in the seat. So, one question I have to ask you. It's getting warm outside in Buffalo. The sun is kind of coming out everywhere. Is it necessary for folks like us, with the darker skin, to wear sunscreen?
Absolutely. Everybody should wear sunscreen. I know growing up, we were told, if you have melanin in your skin, you don't have to wear sunscreen. However, that is not the case, because the sun is attracted to melanin. So, with melanin being in our skin, it's going to make us darker. Now, what people don't know is if you have post-acne marks, the sun is attracted to that, meaning the sun will make those marks darker and harder to go away. So if you're ever wondering why you might have popped a pimple, which I do not recommend, I recommend extracting them in an esthetician like myself to do that. If you ever popped a pimple and you've noticed the mark has been sitting there for months, 2 or 3 months, and you've been outside, that's because the sun is attracted to it. So everybody should wear sunscreen with either zinc oxide or titanium dioxide. If you ever watch like old movies, you see the lifeguards with the white stuff on their nose.
Okay.
That's exactly what zinc oxide is. That is actually going to block the sun from penetrating into your skin. Now, the SPF is a sun-proof factor, meaning you can stay out in the sun. Let's say the SPF is 30. You can stay out in the sun 30 times longer than if you were without sunscreen. If you're going swimming or you're at a beach and you get wet, you need to reapply sunscreen. But everybody should wear it because studies have shown that 90% of wrinkles are actually caused by the sun, as well as skin cancer. Okay, so in order to keep your nice, beautiful complexion, everybody should wear sunscreen. And you should get something that's oil-free. If your makeup line has one, I would purchase that. I use Piano Aromatics, which is a professional line, and we have a nice sunscreen. I actually wear sunscreen all year round because I want to keep my complexion nice and healthy and mark-free. So it's absolutely important for everybody to wear sunscreen. And you want to prevent hyperpigmentation, meaning your skin getting darker as a result of the sun. So it is important for everybody to wear. African American, Caucasian, Asian, doesn't matter. Everybody should protect their skin against the sun because it is very harsh.
Okay, thank you for that. Now, we have to get a tip from you in your expertise. Can you share a tip?
Let's see. The one tip that I can say, when I do facials, When people are just talking to you about their skin, they always ask me, what is one thing I can do to have nice, clear skin? And believe it or not, it's really to try to drink 6 to 8 glasses of water a day. The reason why is because the water helps flush out toxins and impurities from your body. And the water will actually help clear your skin. People who have really bad acne problems, if they increase their water intake along with getting on a skincare regimen such as cleansing and toning, using like an astringent moisturizer, sunscreen, eye gel, all of that in combined with drinking water can help you get your skin at its optimum level. So that's a tip that we always hear, but I can't stress it enough. There's that to drink 6 to 8 glasses of water, your skin is staying well hydrated, your lips can stay hydrated, and your skin will just look amazing. So that would be one of my tips, is to just start drinking more water, getting more fruits with water content in them can help you to get the 6 to 8 glasses.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay, so I thank you. I know you may not be able to stay on the line with us, but if you could, we would love to have you stay on the line.
I won't be able to because I'm at the Stylish Clothing Fashion Show, which is right here at Asbury Hall. It starts tonight at 8. I'm doing makeup for actually have my intern in there. She's probably freaking out because I left her. But
Okay.
I really appreciate it. I cannot wait to actually come into the studio and do the show live. And I'm so glad you gave us this opportunity. And I just look forward to bringing you guys fresh tips, new tips, and hopefully tips that you've never heard before.
Okay, thank you so much, Sally, and we
Thank
will
you.
talk to you soon. Bye-bye.